So the answer is 17.204. 4 is not, 4 is the fifth significant figure. It cannot be rounded off, so we just remove it. And then we say centimeters. So this one is equals to L, small l. So what we have here, we have gotten the L, the capital L, and then small l. So what we have gotten is this distance, is what we are calculating. So this one is the distance that we were calculating, and this one was also the distance that we are calculating. So having said that now, excuse me, so excuse me. Okay. So thank you for excuse me. So I'm back here again. So we now come to our formula of finding the surface area of a cone. Now, here, so the formula of finding the surface area of a cone is none other but, let me use a small font so that I can make this one big. So the formula of finding the surface area of a cone is not that. Undo. So I want to insert pi. Pi, and insert another pi here. Good. So I make this one big. I can also add it, the font to Dogo so that you can be able to see it properly. Yes. So pi r l plus pi r squared. This is how you find the surface area of a cone. This is just pi, okay? Yes. So we make pi in capital letters. So pi r l plus pi r squared. So having said that, I will return you here so that we can see what we have. Now, remember our example here was a bucket. Bucket of water looks like this. And I also drew a bucket down here. A bucket down here is closed. A bucket down here is closed. So what we are going to do is the formula for pi RL, it gives us the surface area of the bucket. So in this bucket that I've drawn here, this bucket that I was drawing here, this bucket, pi RL is going to give us the curved surface area, the curved surface area, the curved surface area, the curved surface area. Here, where is the painter? And my painter, let me see. So this, whatever I'm doing here, this is what I'm calling the curved surface area. From here, this, the curved surface area. And in short, it is like this bucket here. Yeah? E, kando ya huku bucket is what I'm talking about. But remember, I've not included the area of the bottom because the bottom of a bucket has to be closed. So the bottom of a bucket is circular. So it is a circle. And remember this bottom circle here, we said its radius here because its radius is 14 centimeters. So we are going to find the curved surface area of the bucket, and then we add the area of the circular bottom. So in short, we are going to use pi RL plus pi r squared. Let me put this one in a bracket here. Or we are going to curved surface area and then I add area of bottom because the bottom of a bucket is closed, it is not open. Now, how do you find the curved surface area of the frustum? It is going to be found by, angalia, hapa. Surface area of the big cone. The whole of this cone here, hii yote. Surface area of the big cone minus curved surface area of the big cone minus curved surface area of the small cone. So what we are going to do is curved surface area of this big cone, hii yote, hii kubwa hii, tutoe haka kapart, yeah, this part here, because this part is the one that is forming the small cone, yeah. So the surface area of the bucket, which I'm now left with, is going to be found by calculating surface area of the big cone, and then we subtract surface area of the small cone, which is done by using this formula here. So it is going to be pi. Let me insert, or I can copy the pi here. Copy. I'm not copying this pi. Copy. No, it's not copying the pi. Let me just insert the pi here. So we have pi r. R is radius of the big cone. L is what? Slant height of the big cone minus pi r, small r, radius of a small cone, slant height of the small cone. Because we have said, yeah, this is what I'm doing. So pi r, this is capital R. Why am I not getting this? And this is capital L. So pi times the radius of the big cone times slant height of the big cone minus pi times radius of the big small cone, radius of the small cone. You have to do this. So this small cone here. So the radius of the small cone and the slant height of the small cone, which is one that we carried, that we put it here. So that is what we are going to use. So pi r l. That is how you find the curved surface area of a cone. So having said this, now I can come below here and say there's going to be pi. Insert pi here. R is radius of the small cone, which is 28 centimeters. L is slant height of the big cone, which we said is what? 33.59 centimeters. So I come here and say 33.59 centimeters. Then we say minus, and I'm putting it in a bracket so that we have no confusion here. Pi multiplied by radius of the small cone, I'm going to use is 14 centimeters, and then you multiply by the slant height of the small cone, which is 17.20 centimeters. 20 centimeters. Again, we close here and we close here. Now, this is only for the curved surface area. Now, remember we said our bucket, if you look at the bucket here, it is closed. So the bottom part of the bucket is closed, yeah? So that closed part is we are going to add the bottom, or the bottom circle, which is formed by, this circle here is formed by the radius of the small cone. How do you find that? Now in this formula, I think I had already told you area of the bottom, yeah? Which is, how do you find the area of the bottom? You find it by pi r squared. You find it by pi r squared. So you're going to come here and insert our formula again here. You say pi r, not capital R, but small r squared. Pi r squared. That's what we're going to find. So this one is going to be found by equals pi. We insert the pi here. Times, that one means times. Radius, bottom radius is 14. Squared means you multiply 14 twice. So pi times 14 times 14. This is what we are going to add. So at home, I know you have your calculator. So I'm not going to calculate this. So you can see this is the formula. So pi times 28 times slant height, which is at 3.59, minus pi times 14 times 17.20. Then when you get the answer, when you get this answer here, you add to the bottom. You add to the bottom, and then you get your answer. The bottom is found by pi r squared. Radius is equals to 14 centimeters. Radius is equals to 14 centimeters. So that one at home, you can solve that one by the end of the lesson. I can see some people are joining us here. So by the end of the lesson, I will expect an answer to this. Not by the end of the lesson. By the time we finish this part of this video, I am going to make sure that I need that. I need this. So at home, copy that formula and then calculate it using your calculator. I'll get the answers later. I'll get the answers. Now, let me come back to you people here. I need to give you a few instructions here. Now, Margaret, I can see Margaret has already done properly. So Margaret, ashaweka nini yake, Technospark, tuna nini. Mumbua, can you make sure you change your name? Yeah? Make sure you change that name to your official names. Okay? Yes. So let me take attendance here. Christine. Yes. I can see Dorcas Waka has come, but she cannot hear us because she has no volume. This is Ibamono. Who is this? Why is this person? It's a person who keeps on entering and not getting, even last week, that is what she did. And I've already noted that is not a good behavior. Because you're going to join us, you are going to tell us you are with us, but there is no way that you are with us. Yes? There's no way that you are with us. So let me just take a photo of this so that I am able to know how many people attended the class today. It's a good thing that I'm able to get this. Okay, so where are we? Waka. Audio settings. Audio settings are very important. If you enter here without audio settings, we are not going to get you. So very well now. So let's as now continue with this. And we now go to volume of the frustum. How do you find the volume of a frustum? So the volume of a frustum is going to be done just nearly in a similar way of how we did the surface area of a frustum. So volume of a frustum, we are going to say, remember the frustum is a bucket. The bucket tu ni ma bucket. Hii part imewekwa hapa ndio ina form the small cone. So what we are going to do is, we are going to say, surface area of the big cone ni hii, ambayo big cone iko na frustum na small cone. And then if we remove the bucket, if we remove this bucket here, you see now we are left without this. No. So let me just return the bucket where I've gotten it from. So again, to find the volume, we require the volume of the big cone minus the volume of the small cone. So I'll come here and I will show you how to do that. Your work is to get the method and then you calculate at home. So volume of big cone minus volume of small cone minus volume of small cone. How do you find the surface area of a cone? Last time we said to find the surface area of a cone, we require to insert a formula here. A formula, and we'll do something. So yes, it is found by Azad. Base area, then you multiply by the height. For the big cone, we are going to use the capital H, not the small h. Then minus the volume of the small cone obviously is still the same. The formula is the same as that times base area times the height, the small height. This one we can make it small letters. Yes, we can make them small letters. So this is how we are going to get this. That's how we are going to get this. Good. Yes. Now, how do we do this? So I'm hoping that you have noted that formula below there, above here, sorry. So that multiplied by base area. How do you find the area, the base? As you can see, the base of a cone is circular. Circular. So this bottom circle here is circular. Top here, circular. That's what we call the base. So the base is found by the formula of the area of a circle, which is found. So the base area is simply pi r squared, which is a that multiplied by pi. I want to insert pi. A that times pi times radius squared. Okay. This is radius. Okay, instead of writing radius squared, let me write radius times radius. This is capital. Somebody should have reminded me this one is capital R because it is of the big cone. Then for the small cone here, we come here and then we insert our pi here, that pi times small radius. Not times small radius times small radius, and then you multiply by the height. So this is how you are going to get this. You know all these measurements of the big cone. So we are remaining 10 minutes. So I'll be introducing our next video in the 10 minutes. And then in the next part now, you can go to the pyramid and then to the sphere. And then you can finish with this topic. And then you can move to another thing altogether. Okay, so this is the formula. You know pi, you know r, what r is and what h is. We have all those measurements. So write this one again. I will check those measurements again by the end of the lesson. There's a formula here. So copy the formula, substitute it. I'll give you some time to do those calculations so that again we can have the answer. So again we can have the answer. So I can see we are, yeah, everybody here has a volume. Now still, Evelyn, please find time to rename. You rename your whatever, okay? Just like Margaret did hers. Instead of being Technospark, she's now Margaret Wanjiru. So I can now see her, okay? So just make sure that you do that. Make sure that you do that. So Dorcas Waka has joined us. So let us hear from Waka. She has never been with us again. Dorcas Waka. Dorcas Waka. Dorcas Waka. Waka, can you hear us? Waka is in a place with a lot of noise. So let us now, this is how you're going to do. So for the surface area of the cone, remember you use pi RL to find the curved surface area. And because the cone is made of a circular bottom, then you use pi r squared. Don't forget this. Curved surface area of a cone is, the formula of surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r squared, pi RL plus pi r squared. Pi r squared, this one is to find the area of the circle because the base is circular, this one. And this one, pi RL, is to find the curved surface area. That is a cone. So the first term is cut from a cone. So that is all you need to do. I think I've done it well. I have shown you the pictures. I've explained everything. So I don't think we are going to have any problem there. Now let me bring you to another solid. That's a sphere. I don't want to come to a sphere right now. So I want to take you to a pyramid. I don't know whether I downloaded a pyramid. I download a pyramid. Yes, this is a pyramid here. So these two shapes you can see here, these ones are pyramids. Okay. Now a pyramid is a very important figure. So the 7 minutes that are remaining, I'm going to talk about the pyramid. Yeah. And I'm also going to draw it. So a pyramid, you can see people like Caroline, Carol, this is when they are coming to class when they are late. Huh? Caroline, Carol, you have joined us very late. Okay, let me continue and stop complaining because you did not, the others did not come late. So this is a pyramid. So I can see these are the same pyramids. What I've done here is I have just extrapolated where the height is. So a pyramid has a number of very important areas. Let me insert something here. Can I copy it? If I copy it, I think it would be faster. Yeah, I copy instead of inserting, and then I come here and I paste. Now this part, I was not supposed to paste it there, sorry. I was supposed to come and paste it here. Yes. This part that you can see on the top of a cone here, this part you can see on top of a cone here, E pointed part here is called, it is usually called an apex, okay? An apex. Yeah. And then we have this, excuse me, and then we have this part here, which is called the slant height, and we have the actual height. So just like the way I was drawing the others, I'm also going to take my time and draw a pyramid. Yes, so I'm going to come here and then I insert this. So a pyramid, the base is very, very important. The base of a pyramid is very, very important. So the shape of the base, like this one, I want to draw a square. This is a square, okay? This one is a square here. So what I've drawn here is a square. This square, let me make it like that, yes. And then I'm going to insert the apex and the edges. Yeah. So in the hapo, tuwe black, tukuje hapa tena, tuchore hii. Nasema ikuwe black. We come here and draw it again. Ikuwe black. Na tuje hapa mwisho, tuchore hii tena. Okay. So whatever I'm doing here, I can. So this one just is like yeah. So this whatever I've just put here, these ones here. Yeah. Let me just draw one of them. Niweke weight mingi kubwa uione. So whatever I'm drawing here, zote ziko hivyo. I give them some big weight. And I give them black color. Kwa nimetoa weight. Yes, kuna hii ingine hapa. This one I can give it a different color ndio ionekane vizuri. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So whatever I've done, and this one here. So whatever I'm drawing here, these edges are called the slant height. Just like for the cone, it's called the slant height. So these are slant height. Hii hapa ni slant height. Hii hapa is slant height. We are remaining with 3 minutes, so I'm going to use those minutes to explain. This is a slant height. So I've said a cone is defined by its shape. Not a cone, sorry, a pyramid. A pyramid is defined by its shape. And a pyramid, a cone is like a pyramid. Look at it. We have the slant height, we have the apex, we have the actual height, which is perpendicular to the base. So the height of a cone is usually perpendicular to the base. So very quickly here, I don't know whether time is going to allow me to insert the base. The base is ni square, nilikuwa naweka hapa. Here. So this is a square base. So in this square base now, the height has to be perpendicular to the base. Like in this diagram here, in the 2 minutes remaining, let me show you where the perpendicular base is. That is not what I wanted. Insert a shape. I'm hoping very quickly I'm going to do that. There. Yes, I'm going to be doing exactly that. So whatever I've inserted here is the height. So the height of the cone H is perpendicular to the base. It means it makes an angle of 90 degrees with the base. Base ni hii iko hapa. Yeah. So if I format this shape here, okay, I put it some more weight. Dashes. Yeah, these dashes, and then I will give them some more weight. Yes. So this, it makes an angle of 90 degrees. So this one is making an angle of 90 degrees with this one here. And if I can be able to draw another one very quickly so that this time we should not waste time. This is a diagonal. which is in the base of the circle. So the height is going to occur here. The height is going to occur here, and it's going to make an angle of 90 degrees with the base. It's going to make an angle of 90 degrees with the base. So it makes an angle of 90 degrees with this base. So basically, we can see this, if we take this, and this part that I've added here, and this part that is here, that is the slant height, it is going to form a right angle triangle. So again, we are going to apply Pythagoras theorem. So we are in the last minutes. So yes, in my pyramid, ilikuwa juu machine, it was top there. So the video is going to itajikata, alafu taingia tena. I will allow you to get in, then we can now continue with this part that I wanted to explain. So yes, let us wait for the video to end and then we start.